Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 2019 USA South Men's Basketball Tournament semifinal round here at Covenant College, high on top Lookout Mountain in Georgia. Barnes Physical Education Center, the host tonight of the second game in the semifinal round. It will be the number 2 team out of the East, Methodist, a 104-70 winner over William Peace last Tuesday, and the Covenant Scots from right here in Covenant College, the number 1 team in the West and the conference regular season champions, a 67-66 win over Huntington on Tuesday night put them in this contest. The winner of this game tonight will play Maryville. The winner of the earlier game tonight, a 78-68 winner over Averett. And for the second straight year, Maryville is in the conference championship game, which will play tomorrow at 3 p.m. right here. You're listening to the USA South Conference Network. I'm Al Clark, taking you through the evening tonight. Well, for the visiting Methodist University Monarchs, they are coached by David Smith. He's assisted by Aloysius Henry and Ray Hall. They are 14-12, 11-6 in the USA South. They have previous 7 tournament championships, and they have been regular season champs. Also, let's see, that would be 7 years in addition. They are the number 2 East seed. They are led by points per game leader Dante Burden, number 10, a sophomore guard, 6'1", 160 from St. Paul's, North Carolina. He's averaging 17.2 points per game. He's also the assist per game leader at 4. The rebound per game leader is Kamen Mitchell. Kamen Mitchell is averaging 5.9 rebounds per game. Probable starters tonight for the Methodist University Cougars out of Fayetteville, North Carolina. Burden, who we mentioned. Number 12, Garen Dearman, sophomore guard, 6'1", from Greensboro, North Carolina. He's averaging 13.4 points per game. Kamen Mitchell, we also mentioned, junior center, 6'5", number 24. He's from High Point, North Carolina. Chris Purnell will start. Purnell is number 32, a senior guard, 6 feet, 205, from Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina. And Jaquan Deal, a sophomore forward, 6'4", wearing number 34. He is from Walterboro, South Carolina. Dante Burden was the USA South Player of the Week, February 18th. He was also named to the USA South All-Conference second team. Chris Purnell was the Methodist representative to the USA South All-Sportsmanship team. He comes into the contest averaging 3.8 points and 2.2 rebounds per game. The Methodist University Monarchs have fans reaching out to Fayetteville, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, St. Paul's, Raleigh, North Carolina, Greensboro, Jacksonville, Greenville, North Carolina, High Point, we mentioned, Orlando, Fuquay-Varina, Henderson, Walterboro, Brooklyn, New York, the home of Caleb Miles, Plainfield, New Jersey, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and Calabash, North Carolina. So welcome into tonight's semifinal round, those of you listening to the USA South Network, as we get set to bring you all the action here. Methodists dressed in their visiting green uniforms with gold trim. Coached, as we said, by David Smith, who is in his 20th year at Methodist. The home team tonight in the semifinal round will be the Covenant Scots. The Covenant Scots are led by Will Crumley. Will Crumley is a sophomore from Marietta, Georgia, wearing number 24. He has 22.5 points per game and 8.7 rebounds per game. The assist per game leader is number 13, Bailey Sprague, with 7. Bailey Sprague is a senior with number 13 on his back. Senior guard, 6 feet, 164 from Windermere, Florida. Probable starters tonight for the Scots. Number 4, Mitchell Hollis, junior guard. He is 5'10", 170 from Roswell, Georgia. Also starting tonight, number 12, Davon Platt. Davon Platt is a freshman forward, 6'3", 176 from Noonan, Georgia. Number 13, we mentioned, is Bailey Sprague. This is an all-USA South first-team player. Number 15, starting tonight, James Mitchell. He is the three-point shooter with 88 on the year. He's a junior guard, 5'10", from 155 pounds from Macon, Georgia. And Crumley, the sophomore, the USA South Player of the Year, wearing number 24, standing 6'9", averaging 22.5 points per game, 8.7 rebounds per game, and is, as we mentioned, the USA South Player of the Year. Covenant got here by squeezing past Huntington 67-66 on Tuesday in the first round, where Will Crumley had 18 points, 9 rebounds. Mitchell, 17 points, and Bailey Sprague, 13 points, 7 assists. The conference regular season title for Covenant is just the second in program history, and the first since 1963-4, when the college was located then in St. Louis, Missouri. They're in the semifinals for the third time in the last 4 years. And it's the first time in the NCAA era of the program Covenant has had Player of the Year and Coach of the Year in the same year. Marks the first time since 2000 it has, since the program has had 2 players earn first-team all-conference accolades. We'll have more to say about both teams tonight, but we welcome in fans from Nashville, Tennessee, Little Rock, McCordsville, Indiana, Trenton, Georgia, Roswell, Georgia, Lynchburg, Virginia, Cumming, Georgia, Lakeland, Florida, Noonan, Windermere, Florida, Macon, Georgia, Lithonia, Nigeria, Marietta, Georgia, and Hoover and Huntsville, Alabama. Wherever you may be sitting in your pine paneled in with your favorite beverage in your easy chair, if you're not here in this huge crowd here tonight. Momentarily, we will have pregame ceremonies and player introductions from the scorer's table. The crew, working the crew here tonight, Sports Information Director Andrew Mendeman, Director of Athletics Dr. Tim Sedgwick. I'm Al Clark on the call tonight, John Glacier providing video, and Ashley Beagle, the graphics editor. The Covenant Scots average 76.8 points per game, and they shoot a 49% field goal percentage with 72% from the free throw stripe. They're averaging 15.7 turnovers per game. Methodist, the number 2 East seed, is here with a 75.8 points per game average, 45% field goal percentage, 4th in the USA South. They shoot 70% from the free throw line, averaging 34 rebounds per game, and they are number 1 in steals in the USA South with 9.5 steals per game and a total on the season of 247. They are averaging 14.9 turnovers per game as the Scots return to the floor down to our right in their home white uniforms. And momentarily we will expect the Methodist Monarchs also to return for their finishing out their warm-up. Covenant ranks 8th in USA South scoring with that 76.8 points per game. Second in field goal percentage at 49. Fourth in free throw percentage and second in the league in assists per game. And 6th in steals per game. So, second of 2 games tonight. The winner here will go on to face the Maryville Scots, who were the victorious team in the first game of the evening at 5 p.m. The tip-off then. Maryville pulling off with a 77-68 win over Averett. Averett, a very scrappy team that led several times throughout the game, but Maryville came through with a tremendous performance by Mr. Songster, a young man that led them in scoring and really pulled away in the final moments to win that thing earlier tonight. This is the second game of the night, and the winner will play Maryville for the championship tomorrow afternoon, 3 o'clock Eastern Time, right here at the Barnes Physical Education Center on the campus of Covenant College, high atop Lookout Mountain in Georgia, where it is 47 degrees outside still. I'm going to double check that. We've had rain most of the day, and it is very foggy outside. Well, I will say the Scots narrowly got to this point because they trailed Huntington in most of the contest on Tuesday night, February 19th. Huntington put a lot of pressure full court-wise on the regular season champs, and it was only in the final 10 seconds that game was decided, 67-68 in Covenant's favor, and within that final few seconds, Huntington put up 3 shots that would have won it. None of them were successful. So Covenant is here in the semifinals now. Methodist, a 104-70 win over the East number 3 seed, William Peace. By virtue of that win, they represent the East here in the semifinal round. Earlier this season, Covenant and Methodist played on January 11th. Covenant was a winner there, 77-59. And I believe that is the only time the two teams have met this year. They're in the semifinal at 7 o'clock tonight. Of course, we're running a little late due to presentations of the USA All-South teams, coaches, and outstanding performers for this 2018 and 19 season. Neil Young representing the head coach of Covenant Scots, second year here, assisted by Jake Delaney and Hudson Welty. David Smith is the head coach of Methodist, assisted by Aloysius Henry and Ray Hall. 3 officials in the house. They're new, they're fresh, they're ready to go. We will have the tip-off here in just under 30 seconds after the pregame ceremonies and the introduction of the starting lineups. I'm going to switch down now to the scorer's table and our PA announcer tonight for pregame ceremony. Well, one change in the starting lineup. Noah Ochin starts in place of Davon Platt. We previously announced Ochin is a sophomore guard, 6 feet 181 from McCordsville, Indiana. And so Covenant. And Ochin has performed extremely well in the last few games, as has Platt. Coach Neil Young deciding to go with Ochin, the sophomore, for this contest here tonight. Taking his place in the logo is number 24, Kamen Mitchell, 6'5", 215. He'll jump against the USA South Player of the Year, Will Crumley, 6'9". The Scots will move left to right. The Monarchs will move right to left here in the first 20-minute first half period. We're set to go. Official steps in. This is a big one, and we're underway. Scots will control it. Sprague. Crumley out front. This is Mitchell Hollis, bumped by number 12. That's Garen Dearman, already the first foul of the night. Dearman's first. And they will have it side front court as we begin this semifinal game. Hollis throws it to Sprague across the center line, who retrieves it. He brings it back up against Dante Burden. Crumley a little help, assist, and then around to Crumley for three, no good. Rebound grabbed by Chris Purnell. No score, we're just underway. Burden sinks it for three. First three of the night. On the team leader, and 3-0 Methodist. Let's see if the Scots will answer. Underneath, Mitchell Hollis, reverse layup. It's 3-2 now. Burden will lead the charge. And a Sprague with a steal. Slows everything down, looks for some help. Team catches up with him. Ochin to Crumley underneath. Who touched it? It was number 24. That's Mitchell. Knocked it out of bounds. So the Scots will inbound it underneath their basket to our right. Trailing in the game 3-2. This is Crumley. Quick out to the corner for a three-point attempt by Sprague, which is no good. Burden comes away with a rebound. His team leading by 1, 3-2 here early in this game. Another three-pointer, missed it. Rebound Sprague away from the basket. Transition game. Crumley sets up high post. Battle there with Purnell. The three-point shot missed. And again is rebounded there by Jaquan Deal. So Hollis is 0 for 2 from the corner there. No, he's 0 for 1. The other one was by Sprague. Here's Burden with Sprague in his face. Long toss over everyone's head. And number 24 goes up. Came on Mitchell. And let's see. A foul is called on Mitchell. Offensive foul on Mitchell. That's his first. Team second. And so Ochin and Sprague will bring the basketball down across the center line, trailing in the game by 1. Burden picks up Sprague. Help from Mitchell. Layup, no good. Rebound underneath by Mitchell. Outside, here's another three-point shot, which swish goes through for Chris Purnell to make it a 6-2 game. They are 1 for 2 for 2 on three-pointers. James Mitchell inside. Sprague's going to come from the corner. James Mitchell's going to try one of his threes. He's got 80 on the year. 88, as a matter of fact. Still 6-2. man-to-man defense being employed, and Burden didn't know he was going to get that ball. Bounced off his arm. He saved it. Sprague all over him outside. This is Mitchell. Takes a step inside, missed the shot, and rebound by James Mitchell. Ochin. Takes it across, and Mitchell Hollis jump shot. No, not. Oh, it did go in. Did that count? It did. 6-4 is your score. Ball hit the top of the backboard and then came back in. Coach Smith questioned that, but it was good. Shot no good by number 12, Dearman. Rebound, Mitchell Hollis. Sets up Sprague, high point. Crumley comes open underneath. Ochin, and then Mitchell does not get a look there. Steps inside, can't penetrate. Ochin from the corner, he can't penetrate. He's fouled. Ochin complaining about something on his arm. And the ball is going to remain in the hands of the Scots. Timeout, media timeout, with Methodist leading 6-4. Well, it's early. Bonte Burden and Chris Purnell both have 3 points off of 3-point shots. Hollis has the only score for the Scots, so it is 6-2. And I need to refresh and see that there is another player with 2 points for the Scots, but he doesn't show up in the stats yet. So the work done by all these sports information directors needs to be recognized, as they have done a tremendous job all year long. All 4 of them gave us lots of information this year for this tournament, reams of it, and been wading through it most of the night. So a good job by the SIDs at each of these schools: Averett, Maryville, Methodist, and Covenant. It will be Covenant's basketball underneath their basket down to our right. Sprague. Mitchell Hollis has all 4 points for the Scots. 3-point shot from the corner. Bang! Who was that? Bailey Sprague puts the Scots up top, 7-6. Dante Burton, the team leader. It's the basketball into the hands of Purnell. Back to Burton. Double team there. They blocked him out. This is Mingledorf in the game. Sprague reaches in, knocks the ball away, and shot's no good. He traveled with the basketball. Turnover number 2 on the night for Methodist. They're averaging 14.9 per game. James Mitchell comes in and relieves Mitchell Hollis. Fitzgerald. Jackson Fitzgerald, number 11, freshman guard from Lakeland, Florida, on the floor now, as is Davon Platt, number 12. Mitchell for 3. He's pushed that one a little too hard. He is now 0 for 2 from that range. William Bryan will take the place of Will Crumley. Bryan on the all-sportsmanship team, the representative from Covenant in the USA South this year. Bryan is from Lithonia, Georgia. Junior forward, 6'5", 205, wearing number 22. Bounce pass underneath. That's Mitchell trying to get by Bryan. Lost the basketball. Turnover number 3. Sprague. A long toss. This time Mitchell's going to fire it in there. No good. Rebound up above everybody was Burden. He has his first rebound. Sprague looking at him, eye to eye, step by step. Toss inside to Mingledorf. Can't penetrate. Puts it up. No good. Rebound knocked into the hands of Bailey Sprague. Down on the court went number 24, Mitchell. Fighting with it is James Mitchell. And the ball went out of bounds, and I'm not sure if that was a travel call or not. I don't think it was. The Scots will maintain possession. Into the game comes Ochin for Sprague. Out comes Davon Platt. Mitchell Hollis is back into the game. Fitzgerald now is going to find a target. He looks, and it's going to be Mitchell that gets the basketball. Mitchell Hollis is number 4. James Mitchell is number 15. Into the paint. Fitzgerald puts one up. It is going to roll in, and Jackson Fitzgerald gets his first 2 of the night to make it 9-6 Covenant. Dante Burden in transition to see if they can answer. Gets by Mitchell Hollis. Outside. 3-point shot. No good. Bounced off. And that was Mitchell from the corner. Shot was no good. Ochin now sees Fitzgerald open. Does not take a 3-point shot. Pumps it outside Ochin left wing. He is guarded there by 22. And a turnover by the Scots as they lost possession. 22 is Malik Edwards. And Burden's going to drive for the basket, and I think Hollis is going to get called for a foul. Forearm on Mitchell Hollis. His first, team first, and that sends Burden to the line. So he dribble penetrated, drew the foul, didn't get the basket. Bounces, throws it up, good. It's now a 9-7 game. Into the game comes Sprague and Crumley. Bryan will leave and Fitzgerald will leave. Crumley, USA South Player of the Year, has an average of, the shot is up and good. He has an average of 8.7 rebounds per game. 9-8 is your score now. And number 15 enters the game. That's Andrew Steve for Meredith. Methodist. Ochin. Hollis. Drives. Foul is going to be called on 15 for a push. Steve, first foul. Andrew Steve is a junior guard, 5'11", from Jacksonville, Florida. They'll have the basketball underneath their own basket. Ochin puts up a shot right there, no good. Whistle, and let's see. It's going to be Methodist. A push on Platt, I believe. Nope, number 2 is Noah Ochin. That's his first. 9-8 your score. We're down to 12:46 now. Ooh, almost a walk there. 22 is Malik Edwards. Bang! From the corner. That was number 33, Malik Manley. Makes it a 10-9 game for Methodist. Ochin, left wing. Underneath is Crumley. Crumley has a player on his back, Manley. It'll be his first. Team 5th. They'll give the ball to Bailey Sprague underneath the basket, and Crumley gives it back to him. Crumley comes open, layup, good, and he's fouled off the glass. Give that foul to number 33, Manley again. The basket is good. Manley's going to have his, I think, second foul of the night. Team 5th. And Crumley to the line. He'll have one. Our stats have been interrupted here momentarily, so we'll have to wait till that gets fixed. Crumley aims and shoots. And it rolls out. Battle for the basketball. And went out of bounds. Personal foul on number 4. That's Mitchell Hollis, his second. This will be McLaughlin in the game now for Methodist, out front against Mitchell Hollis. And traveling with the basketball was Sam Mingledoff. Turnover by Methodist, their 4th. Covenant has a couple. Media timeout at 11:58. This is a 1-point game right now. Covenant leading by 1. So with 11:58, timeout is called for immediate timeout, and the scoring has been 11 for Covenant and 10 for the Methodist Monarchs. Hesitate to read these stats off to you because our automated stats have been affected by the availability of the wireless internet here, so we'll hold off on that till we get a paper copy. Nevertheless, it's 11-10 Covenant. On the floor is Sprague, Ochin, James Mitchell, Crumley, and Davon Platt, who will inbound it. Long toss to Sprague. He's guarded there by Malik Edwards. Gets it across the line to Platt. Gives it back to Sprague. Man-to-man front by Methodist. James Mitchell goes in the corner. Bounce pass to Sprague. Looks for an opportunity. Foul is called on a push on number 34. That's Jaquan Deal, his first. So into the side front court goes Davon Platt, the freshman. Bouncing it into Sprague. On the weave, Mitchell. Sprague looking for some help. Mitchell in the corner, can't shoot. Ochin back to Mitchell. 4 seconds left on the shot clock. Sprague lost the handle, put one up wildly. It went over the basket, and back the other way comes Methodist in the hands of Kevin McLaughlin Jr. 11:07 to go, still a 1-point game. Covenant in the lead. Mingledoff, high post. Jump shot, no good. Rebound underneath Ochin. 10:53 to go. Ochin, coast to coast, bounces outside. A block is called on Methodist's number 3. That's McLaughlin. Into the game comes Mitchell, number 24, and Dearman, number 12. 10:50 to go. Ochin goes to the stripe. His team leading by 1 in the semifinal game here of the USA South tournament. Now his team leads by 2. He'll get another. It's up and goes. Tickles the twine. Edwards will cross the timeline, hand it off to Dearman. Trying to get past Ochin. Takes a jump shot. In and out. Couldn't have gotten any closer. Sprague with the rebound. Just took it away from the Methodist player. Bounce pass Ochin. Stops, goes into the paint. Fakes twice. Platt from the corner. Way over. Shot and rebounded by Dearman. No, that's not Dearman. That's Edwards. He'll go up with a shot, which is good. And it'll make it a 1-point game again. 13-12 with 10:05 to go. First period of play in the semifinal game of the USA South men's basketball tournament. Crumley right there for 2. Looks like that one will be there all night long. 15-12 is your score. We've got the internet back. Maybe we can catch up on our stats. Toss underneath. Mitchell in the corner, backing into Crumley. Outside to Dearman. Shot by Mitchell, good. 1-point game again, Covenant in the lead. Edwards picks up Bailey Sprague, a senior. Toss in the corner to James Mitchell, lost it momentarily. Turnover Scots, that's their number 3. And then Methodist comes right back for their 5th turnover, threw it away. Here comes Darden back into the game. Out of the game will come Edwards. And they'll also return Sam Mingledorf and invite 34. Numbers are difficult to read. Jacon Deal to the bench. Wonder if Brian is called for a foul there, number 22. He is. That is his first, but it will send Mitchell to the line with a chance to take the lead with his team. He's got 2 shots. 9:06 to go, 1-point lead for the Scots, and they still have the 1-point lead as Mitchell misses his first attempt. He'll have another, and it's not good either. So we are seeing the free throw attempts not going well for Methodist early, and the Scots maintain a 1-point lead. Sprague, bounce pass, Bryan, turnover, Scots. They're 4th. Devontae Burden, spin move, in the paint, puts it up, bottom, and he's fouled. Basket's good. Foul is on number 15, that's James Mitchell. That'll be his first. Crumley will return, Fitzgerald will return. Bryan and Platt will exit the contest. Shooting 1 is Dante Burden. He can extend the lead by 1 with a basket here, and he does. Dante Burden is a 75% free throw shooter. 17-15 Methodist. Sprague pulls out of the paint. Fitzgerald in the paint, lost it. Turnover, Scots. They're 5th. Burden for a basket. Good. 19-15. They're starting to sprint away from the Scots right now. 4-point lead for Methodist's Monarchs. Ochin. Help from Crumley. Outside, that was Fitzgerald. Didn't take a shot. He's guarded in there by Dearman. Now he drove to the basket. Drops one in. And there's a 2-point game. 7:55 to go in the first period. Somewhat of a seesaw battle. And to the basket for a reverse layup was Dearman. No good. Crumley gets the rebound. Ooh. Block is called as Fitzgerald goes low post. The block is called on number 20. That is, I don't have a number 20. That's his first foul of the night, whoever he is. Well, now they change it to number 30. That's Sam Mingledorf. That's right. Media timeout as the Clock sits at 7:36 and a 2-point lead for the visiting Methodist Monarchs here. They are 14-12 overall, 11-6 in USA South competition this year. Currently holding on to 5 turnovers, as are the Scots. The leading scorer is Dante Burton. He's got 10 points. He leads all players on the court. Mitchell Hollis and Crumley each have 4 for your Scots. The Scots a little thin on the bench. Have not played a lot of players because they don't have them available. They got 8 on the floor so far tonight. The Monarchs have played 10. So back onto the court and going to the free throw line was Fitzgerald, as he was stopped by a block by number 30, Mingledorf. 18 fouls for Methodist. So it was a 1-and-1, and he missed a 1. So rebound, Dearman. Burden ends up with it, right wing. Double teamed him. He got it into the corner, however, and going up over Crumley and letting it slide through the basket was number 24, Mitchell. He's got 4 points now. 4-point lead for Meredith. Methodist. Sprague to Fitzgerald. Long toss. And they stepped on the line as Ochin and Crumley did battle for it. Turnover, Scots, their 6th. Out of the game will come McLaughlin. 22 returns. That's Malik Edwards. Dante Burden, leading scorer in the game with 10 points. He's got 1 3-pointer to his credit tonight. He's perfect from the free throw line. Ball gets away from number 12, Dearman, and let's see, they're going to call traveling on Fitzgerald. 7th turnover for the Scots, and they'll give it side front court to Methodist. Number 12 is Dearman. He'll look for a target. Timeout. And they're going to reset the shot clock to 30. And here we go. Edwards takes the inbounds pass in front of James Mitchell. Moves left side. Bounce pass to Darden. Underneath, basket is put up. Shot is good by Mitchell. He's got 6 now. That was over Crumley's head. Crumley has no fouls, but they've been effective against him tonight. 23-17 is your score. 6-point lead for Methodist. Sprague goes up, good. Make that a 4-point lead. Sprague now with 5 on the night. Darden slows it down with 6 minutes left in the first period. Drives, puts up a layup. Sprague a block, but they're going to call Fitzgerald for a hack. Fitzgerald now is carrying 1. Thought he had a foul earlier, but it is his first. 6th team foul. So Darden will shoot a couple. First one's up and good. Not sure if I told you, but he's a 75% free throw shooter. Hollis returns. Fitzgerald will sit. Hollis has 2 fouls himself. Next shot is up and bang. He adds another one. He's got 12 now total for the game, and they lead by 6. Methodist. Ochin. James Mitchell. Bailey Sprague. Knocked backwards, regains the basketball. Ochin drives in the paint, puts one up. No good. Rebound Darden. Coast to coast. Pumps it off to the side for a possible three. Now it's underneath. Back out. Here's the three. No. Crumley for the rebound. That is his second. 5:18 to go in a 6-point game, led by the Monarchs from Methodist. Sprague pumps it outside. Ochin fakes a three, goes into the paint. Mitchell fakes a three, has to come inside, can't shoot, throws it away. Scots are going to lose. Well, no. There's a discussion there as to whether a Methodist player touched it. It is over and back, so a turnover by the Scots. That's 8 on the night, averaging 15.7. So inbounds from side front court will be Dearman to Darden. Burden. Dante Burden pulls up. This is Dearman. Dribbling. Nice shot. Malik Edwards. 8-point lead now. Sprague with the basketball. Inside, lost it. Turnover number 9. Burden is pushed from behind by James Mitchell. Foul on him. Mitchell will now have 2. Team 7th. Dante Burden will step to the free throw line. He is 5 of 5 tonight from there. 75% free throw shooter. He's 6 of 6. Into the game comes number 34, Jacon Deal. Burden will have another one. Shots up and good. 10-point game, Methodist leading. Inbounds pass to Mitchell Hollis. Hollis playing with 2 fouls, 4 points on the night. James Mitchell. Bryan's in the game for Crumley. Ochin for 3. Bang! Cuts it to a 7-point game. 29-22 now. We're down to 4 minutes on the play clock. Burden trying to get by Bryan. Jump shot, no good. Had plenty of chances to drop, didn't do it. Mitchell Hollis on the rebound. 3:44 to go. Sprague fakes a 3, goes inside, pass to Bryan. Bryan fouled. Shot was no good, but a hit to the head by number 12, Dearman. Got him in the head. 3:39 to go. Timeout is on the court. 7-point game in which 7-point lead for your Methodist Monarchs when we return to action. Well, Methodist holding up well against the regular season champions from Covenant. Number 2 East seed Methodist Monarchs. Dante Burden, we've been talking about all night. Second team All-USA South Conference, averaging 17.2 points and 4.4 rebounds. He was the player of the week in February the 18th, averaging 20.5 points, 8 assists, 4.5 rebounds. William Bryan will go to the free throw line. William Bryan is a 61% free throw shooter on the season. His team is trailing by 7 right now with 3:38 to go. Bryan aims and shoots and drops the first one in. 6-point lead for Methodist. 5-point lead. Into the game comes Will Crumley for Bryan, who was the sportsmanship representative on the USA South team, William Bryan. 5-point lead for Methodist now with 3.5 minutes to go in the first period of play here in the semifinal game to determine who's going to play Maryville tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Back cut low, and not able to make the basket was Garen Dearman. Went out of bounds, and so the Scots will take over. Only the 6th turnover for Methodist. Pass is intercepted. Jumped the passing lane. Burden with a basket. That's the 10th turnover by the Scots, and it was a costly one as it gives them a 7-point lead now. Mitchell Hollis, James Mitchell, Crumley. Crumley's got to get hot for the Scots to do well. 3-point shot goes in by Mitchell Hollis from the corner, and we're back to a 4-point game now. Burden has it up top. Long toss in the corner. 3-point shot, no good. Rebound high in the air. And a putback by number 24, that's Edwards, Mitchell. Crumley was right there with him. Burden tries to penetrate. Crumley comes out to meet him. Soft floater, no good. Fought for. Taken away by Ochen with 2:06 to go. Bounce pass, Sprague, hit and turned in the paint. Fought for. And let's see. Perhaps timeout was called. 30-second timeout was called by Methodist as they had 3 players on the floor battling with Sprague. I think they will have the basketball when we come back. 4-point lead with 1:57 to go in the first period, and Methodist is on top. Dante Burden leads all scorers with 16 points. He's got 3 rebounds to go with it. Mitchell Hollis is the scoring leader for the Scots. He's got 7. Winner here will play Maryville tomorrow for the tournament championship. 3 p.m. is your time. We'll be on the air to bring you that championship game. Burden and McLaughlin will bring it down. 23 seconds on the shot clock, counting. Methodist slowing it down a little bit. McLaughlin, right wing. Now Burden on the attack. 3-point shot coming, no good. Ochen for the rebound. In transition. Had Hollis in the corner. Now he's got Sprague top. Goes in. Tries to feed it off. Crumley and another player get their arms tied up together. That was 34, Jaquan Deal, and the ball's going to go over to Methodist. Crumley's going to be called for a push. His first. It says second on the board. It's his first. So Mitchell goes to the line with a 4-point lead for his team. He's a 71% free throw shooter. Into the game comes Mingledorf. Out comes Jaquan Deal. Mitchell is 0 for 2 from the stripe today. Shot is up and good. 5-point lead. So he'll get another. A minute and 24 left. 5-point lead for Methodist. 6-point lead. A minute 21 left in the first period. Sprague doing battle with Edwards. And I think he fouled him. He did. That's his first. With 10 team fouls, Sprague will go to the line for 2. His team trails by 6. He can cut it to 4. Shots up and good. Bailey Sprague has a good free throw percentage. He is at 79%. Senior guard from Windermere, Florida. Platt comes back into the game for the Scots. Second shot is good. We're back to a 4-point game now with a minute and 9 seconds left. Burden will take his time crossing the center line. Scott set up in a 2-3 zone. Almost threw that one away. Manley's over there. So is Edwards. Burden loses it momentarily. Crumley comes out to assist. Burden stops, looks, goes inside, puts it up, no good. Rebound, Bailey Sprague with 39 seconds left. Shot clock's at 26. Timeout is called. The Scots will take a 30 with 33 seconds left on the play clock, trailing in the game by 4. Methodist University from Fayetteville, North Carolina. Burden, not only a shooter, he also leads the team with 13 blocks and 64 steals on the season. He's a 75.2% free throw shooter on the year, going 112 for 49. He is quite the team leader on the floor. 6'1", 160 from St. Paul's, North Carolina. Transferred in from Belmont Abbey College. Scots will inbound it. Ochin and Sprague working. James Mitchell, 25 seconds. 14 on the shot clock. Threw it right into the hands of number 24. That's Kamon Mitchell. And a foul called on Crumley. That is his second. 20 seconds left. Still a 4-point game. And that will send 1-1 Jaquan Deal to the stripe to add to their lead going into halftime. Currently it's 4. There will be 20 seconds left when we resume play. Shot is no good. Ochin up high. Shot clock is off. 16 seconds. Full court pressure. Sprague with 10 seconds. Looking. You got to pull the trigger sometime. Sprague goes in. There goes Brian with a dunk right as the buzzer sounds to make it a 2-point game. So William Bryan fires up the Covenant crowd here just as the buzzer sounds. And at halftime, we have a 33-31 game led by Methodist over Covenant at this point. We have a 15-minute halftime period here, and we'll get some total stats coming your way as they are handed to us. We do know that Burden leads all scores with 16 points. though, was going to be a halftime challenge. Now, we'll pause here and we'll be back as soon as we get our halftime game stats. This is Al Clark on the USA South Basketball Network. Back right after this. Welcome back to halftime here on the USA South Basketball Network as we bring you the USA South 2019 Men's Basketball Tournament bracket. At halftime here, the Methodist Monarchs, led by Dante Burden, have a 2-point lead over Covenant. Covenant, the regular season champions in USA South. The score here is 33-31. Methodist has been led on the floor by Dante Burden, their outstanding sophomore, averaging 17.2 per game. He now has 16 total points. He is 4 of 8 from the field, 1 of 2 from three-point range. Perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line. He's got 3 defensive rebounds. And as I mentioned, 16 total points. Been on the court for 15 minutes. So Dante Burden leading the way here. He's got no fouls to go along with that. Kamen Mitchell has been on the floor the most for Methodist, 18 minutes. He's got 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 of 4 from the free throw line. The team is shooting 42.3% from the field, 11 of 26. They are 2 of 8 from the three-point distance at 25% and 9 of 12 from the free throw line for 75%. Bailey Sprague and James Mitchell both have been on the floor for 19 minutes for Covenant. Noah Ochin right behind them with 18. The total points leader are Mitchell Hollis and Bailey Sprague with 7 apiece. Sprague also has 5 rebounds, all of them on the defensive side of the court. He is 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 of 2 from field goal three-point range, and 2 of 6 from the field. Covenant shot 47.8%, 11 of 23 in the first half. They are 30% from the three-point range and 75%, just like Methodist. So Covenant has outshot, percentage-wise, their opponents here and are even at the free throw line. The largest lead was by Methodist, 10 points at 4:25 in the first period. Covenant did lead by 3 points in the first at the 14:01 mark. Methodist led for a total of 12 minutes and 44 seconds. Covenant for 6 minutes 45 seconds. The game was tied for 31 seconds. Covenant leads in points in the paint 14-12 and points off the bench 8-4. Methodist leads off turnovers 15-0. Fast breaks 4-0, and second chance is tied. No one has scored on second chance baskets yet. Covenant is carrying 10 turnovers while Methodist is at 6. Covenant has outscored their opponents in the second half during the season, 985-972. So a 13-point difference for Covenant in second half scoring. They trail by 2 right now. And this is to decide who will play in the finals tomorrow at 3 p.m. right here at the Barnes Physical Education Center and on the USA South Basketball Digital Network. How did these teams get here? Well, on Tuesday night, February 19th, Averett upset North Carolina Wesleyan 82-78. Wesleyan was the number 1 seed in the East. That same night, Maryville, number 2 in the West, defeated LaGrange 91-77. That brought Maryville and Averett together here tonight for the first semifinal game, which Maryville won 77-68. In the other bracket, Methodist was a 104-70 leader over William Peace on Tuesday night to earn their spot in the semifinals, and Covenant just barely got by Huntington by 1 point, 67-66, with Huntington shooting 3 times in the closing seconds to try to win that one. Covenant comes away a 67-68 winner on Tuesday to represent the West in this game, trailing at halftime here by 2 points. So tonight is Covenant and Methodist. Earlier, Maryville defeated Averett 77-68 to earn their spot in the championship tomorrow for the second straight year. Both teams back on the court warming up for second half play, which is coming in less than 30 seconds right now. So it's all on the line here. The season, the possible chance for a championship, and we'll see how it plays out. As we noted, Methodist has had the largest lead tonight by 10 points. Covenant has only led by 3 at the most. Methodist has also led for more time, 14 minutes in the first period. We are ready for the second period to ensue. We will probably see the starters come out on the floor. For Covenant, it will be Hollis, Sprague, Ochin, Crumley, and Mitchell. And for Methodist, we'll see Burden, Purnell, Dearman, Jaquan Deal, and Kamen Mitchell. Let's see if that's right. I believe it is. So they're going to give the basketball to Methodist. Dearman will inbound it to Burden to start second half play in a game that is separated by 2 points. And this is it, folks. This is for a semifinal win and a shot at the championship. Burden in front of Mitchell Hollis, leading in the game 16 points total. Stops, pumps it outside. Here's a three-point attempt, which is overshot. And Sprague comes down with a rebound. I imagine Coach Neil Young wants a little bit of more composure out of his team. That's not a negative thing. It's just that the ball is bounced off the foot of Dearman. A little more planned attack per possession by the Scots, since this game is so close. They're going to give it to Mitchell Hollis, side front court, who inbounds it to Sprague. Goes left side. Into the paint, pumps outside Mitchell Hollis. Three-point attempt, no good. So no one has scored yet on their possessions in the first half. Second half. Burden. Long toss. Back to Burden. Underneath. Basket's no good. Crumley with a rebound. That is his third, I believe. He'll take a three from there. Too short. Still 33-31 after almost 2 minutes. Burden sets up, goes left side, banging in with a shot that goes way over the basket was Mitchell. And the ball is tossed in the corner by Covenant for their 11th turnover. And Burden will take the inbounds pass from Dearman. They're also slowing it down a little bit. 2-point basketball game led by Methodist. Mitchell underneath. This shot's going to roll in. Made by Jaquan Deal, his first 2 of the night. Now it's a 4-point game. Sprague, good. Cuts it to 2 again. So, starting to make baskets now with 17:43 to go in the game. Purnell had a quick look, didn't take it. Jump shot there, no good. Rebound Sprague. In a 2-point game. Ochin back outside. James Mitchell too hard. Crumley can't get over the back of Deal. So nothing ventured, nothing gained there. Burden steps inside, drops back outside. Looks outside. Jump shot. Bang! Right there, about a 16-footer by Deal again. His 4th. In a 4-point game. Sprague's going to go in again, pump it outside. Let's see, it was not touched. Turnover Scots, their 12th. They're closing in their 15.7 average. Platt comes in for James Mitchell. Scots only have 3 3-pointers tonight. Sprague has 1, Hollis and Ochin. And in a team that is a 3-point shooting school. Charge is called on Burden. Turnover number 7. That is his 2nd. And team's first. That is his first, rather. A little bit of water being wiped up off the floor as Hollis is back in the game. Platt, Sprague, Ochin, and Crumley. Crumley currently in the corner on the right side, waiting for his chance to back cut low. Covenant just threw that one away, and an easy basket for Methodist. Makes it a 6-point game. Sprague outside to Platt. Crumley thought about a 3. Ochin going inside, and his jump shot is no good. 15:58 to go, 6-point game. Methodist in control right now as James Mitchell is set to return at the first opportunity. Right wing, Burden. Pumps it up high to Deal. Shot no good by Mitchell. Sprague in the paint, stops outside to Platt. Comes inside with a floater, which is good for the freshman. And we're down to a 4-point game again. Nice job by Davon Platt, a freshman, 6'3", 176 from Noonan, Georgia. Deal is 34. Burden is 10, right wing. Goes right into the face of Crumley. Throws it up, no good. Fought for, rebounded, put up, and a foul's going to call on Sprague. That's going to be his first. And that's the first team foul as we go to immediate timeout here with the game 39-35 in favor of Methodist by 4. Well, Burden, 16 points still, with 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He's carrying 1 foul. He's a perfect 7 of 7 at the free throw line, and is identified as one of the team leaders from the get-go this season, and he's certainly showing it tonight. Sprague, leading Covenant scorers by 2 points. He's got 9. Mitchell Hollis has 7. Neither team has been burning the nets up with 3-pointers. Methodist has 2 on the night, and the Scots have 3. Going to the stripe is number 24. That's Kamon Mitchell. He is 50% from there, 2 of 4. He's a 71% season-long free throw shooter. Takes a look, puts it up. That one's good. 5-point lead for Methodist. And he'll get another. And it's good. 6-point lead. Sprague. Bryan on the court now for Crumley. Sprague goes up. Can't make that one drop. Mitchell for 3. It's up and it's no good. Nice job by Bryan. Tapping the ball back into play, and a charge is called on Platt. Turnover number 14. That's his first. In a 6-point game, Methodist leading as they have for most of the contest tonight. We're in the second period, 14:34 left, and Mitchell Hollis set to come back in at the next opportunity. 24 goes low, puts one up, no good. Rebounded, fought for, and it's going to be Covenant's ball. That was Mitchell battling his way underneath, and they called him for a push, so that's his second. Mitchell Hollis comes in, will replace Ochin. 14:23 to go. And so we're going to have Malik Manley in for Mitchell, as Sprague will take the inbounds pass from Mitchell Hollis. Bryan is in there, and so is Platt for the Covenant. Mitchell thinks about a 3, goes inside, gives it to Bryan. Now Platt back outside to Bryan, who lost it. Turnover number 15. .12 is Dearman. That's Burden still in the game. Assist shot by number 33, Manley. Assist by Burden. 8-point game. Mitchell Hollis, Sprague for 3. That one's off. Bryan gets a hand on it. And they're going to give it to the Scots. Ochin, Crumley return. Bryan is out. Sprague is going to get a rest. Methodist leads by 8. 13:37 to go. Kamon Mitchell will enter, and out will come Mingledoff. Crumley handles it in front of Mitchell. Hollis, Ochin. Crumley. Can he get this one to go? He does. He does not draw the foul, however. 6-point game now. Burden. He's in control, isn't he? Ochin picks him up. 3-point shot, no good. Underneath, making the rebound and turning around to put it in was Mitchell, but he traveled and turned it over, and that's their 8th. Ochin will inbound it to Mitchell Hollis with a chance to gain some traction here. Crumley underneath. Lost it up against the backboard. Turnover Scots. 16 on the night. Spin move by Burden. Lost it out of bounds. Who touched it? They say somebody from Covenant touched it and knocked it out of bounds. So Dearman is set to inbound it as out of the game comes Purnell, replaced by McLaughlin, who gets the basketball on the inbounds pass. James Mitchell step by step with him. 33 is Manley. And traveling with the basketball was number 12, Dearman. That is their 9th. Another chance for the Scots to gain some ground here, trailing in the game by 6. Sprague. Bounce pass underneath. And the basket's not going to count. I think they're going to call Kamon Mitchell. Third foul on Kamon Mitchell. And he'll be replaced by Jaquan Deal. Sprague looking for a target. It's Crumley. Sprague tried to get it to Crumley, had it knocked away. And in transition, nothing occurred, but they're going to call Sprague, I think, on the foul. They do. His second. So they'll send number 12 to the line. That's Garen Dearman. The Methodist squad has held up well here early part of the second half. Shots up and good. Dearman is a 62% free throw shooter. His team leading by 7 now. Scott's trying to stay alive and make it to the finals. Now they lead by 8, though, does Methodist. 12:04. Covenant is going to have to, and again, they get it knocked out of their hands. And for a basket, no good. Burden comes away with it, so they're still alive. Shots up and no good. That's Sprague with a rebound. Going coast to coast, and he lost it again. 18 turnovers. This one is recovered by Ochin. 3-pointer by Mitchell. Didn't make it in. Up high goes McLaughlin. And we have not had a score here in several transitions. 11 minutes and 12 seconds left. 5-point game. 8-point game. Led by Methodist. Crumley trying to keep everybody out of there, but behind him, while he's watching one door, Jaquan Deal comes behind him and puts in another 2, and it's a 10-point game. Timeout is called. This will be a full timeout. 10:54 to go. 10-point lead, Meredith. Methodist has sprinted out to a big lead now. 16 points for Burden still. 5 rebounds. Mitchell has come up to 12 points now. And Methodist doing their job tonight to claim a spot against Maryville in tomorrow's championship game at 3 o'clock. Rebound leader in the game is Sprague with 10. He's got 9 points. So he's very close to a double-double. Rebound leader for Methodist is Kamon Mitchell with 6. Almost 11 minutes left to decide who will advance to tomorrow's game at 3 p.m. Eastern against Maryville. Randy Lambert still in the house, the coach from Maryville, watching the proceedings here as you'd think he would. 39 years as a head coach. Mitchell Hollis. Crumley for three. Missed it. Right there to grab it away is McLaughlin. Now Burden backs away his teammate, Edwards. Pumps it outside. Thought they were going to get a three there. No shot. Here comes the three, and it's good. It's a 13-point game now. Ochin and Mitchell Hollis as Methodist feels the momentum building both on the court and in the stands here. Platt, Ochin can't get a shot away. Oh, there's Fitzgerald with a charge. Use that elbow a little too offensively, and another turnover is created. That is 19 for the Scots. 9:51, 13-point lead by Methodist. They defeated William Peace, the number 3 East seed, 104-70, and they've got the lead right now against the number 1 team in the USA South regular season, Covenant, leading them by 13 points. Winner tonight advances to take on Maryville tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern time, right here. The loser packs them up. There is no consolation game. 9:51 to go. And Methodist hanging on to that 13-point lead. It'll be Mitchell, Ochin, Sprague, Bryan, and Platt. And McLaughlin, Dearman, Manley, Mingledorf, and Edwards for Methodist, giving their starters some rest. Bryan with a rebound there on a missed layup. Sprague to Ochin to Bryan, outside Platt. Mitchell for three. This one is in and out. James Mitchell has not hit a three tonight. He's 0 for 7. Highly unusual for James Mitchell. Shot is a brick up against the, there is a push. And that's called immediately by the trail official on the other side of the court against Mingledorf. They'll give the ball to Covenant there, and Ochin will come out as Mitchell Hollis faces a double team against Sprague, and Mitchell comes to there. James Mitchell comes to his relief. 8:57 now. 13-point lead, Methodist. Someone's got to get hot, and reaching in and fouling Bailey Sprague was McLaughlin. That's his second. Side front court. This is Hollis Mitchell. All the way back to Sprague, across the center line. He'll have to bring it across in the face of McLaughlin. Bryan, Sprague, spinning. Platt thought about a three, couldn't make it, and instead goes in, lays up a beautiful shot. 11-point lead. 8:27 left. McLaughlin. Hollis Mitchell trying to keep him away from the basket. Turnover, Sprague. He lost it and he was fouled in the process by number 22, Malik Edwards. 11 turnovers for Methodist now. They'll give it to Covenant, side front court. Hollis Mitchell into Sprague. Bounce past Bryant. That's not Bryant, that's Crumley. Lays it up and he's fouled. Basket was no good. Number 12 committed the foul. That's Dearman on a block. Crumley will go to the line, shooting 67% for the year. Crumley tonight is 0 of 1 from the free throw line. Let's see, he'll get 1 and 1. Trailing in the game by 11. Missed it. Well, he got 2 shots. I'm sorry. James Mitchell comes in. Now here comes Burden. Here comes Mitchell. So their starters are starting to return to the lineup. Second shot forthcoming. That one's good. 10-point game. 8:04 left. Burden with 16 points still. Sprague watching Burden very carefully. Dearman penetrates. Burden, 3-point shot, no good. Crumley was right there. That's Crumley's fourth of the night. Sprague still has not broken into double figures. He does have 10 rebounds, however. Sprague to Crumley. Back out to Sprague. Right side, underneath. In the corner is Mitchell. Finally! First three-pointer of the night. Cuts it to 7 with 7:12 to go. And that fires up the Scots here in the Barnes Physical Education Center. Three-point answer, no good. Rebound taken by Methodist. Back out to Burden. That was Mitchell on the rebound. Crumley staying right with him. Now he tries to block Burden. And a collision over there, and they're going to call a foul on James Mitchell, his third. A little slow getting up. Hollis Mitchell trying to get the crowd going here for Covenant. Media timeout. 7-point lead Methodist, and they're going to the free throw line. I think. No, it looks like they'll give it to them side front court. And cleanup of the floor ensues. Burden hasn't scored in a while. He's still carrying 16 points, but that's enough as it helps Methodist to a 7-point lead right now, and 6:39 left to decide who's going to play Maryville tomorrow at the championship. Sprague leads Covenant 9 points, 10 rebounds. Burden has 16, 5 rebounds. Mitchell, number 24, 12 points, 7 rebounds. Sprague is perfect from the free throw line, as is Ochin, as is Burden, and Dearman. They'll give the basketball to McLaughlin. Burden the expert ball handler. In the corner for three. No good. Crumley fought for it. Mitchell got the rebound. Put it back out to Burden. Shot clock's at 22. Burden tries to get by Bryan. There's a ball in the air. James Mitchell comes down with it. A turnover. And the Scots have a chance. 6 minutes left. Crumley. Sprague. He's got Mitchell over here, and there's a foul underneath on Crumley on a charge. He didn't have the basketball. It was an offensive foul, so a costly turnover there. 20 on the night for the Scots. 5:54 left in a 7-point game. McLaughlin replaces Burden. No, Burden's still in the lineup. Hollis Mitchell fouls, trying to reach in. That's going to be Mitchell Hollis's third foul. And that will send Dearman to the line. 7-point lead for Methodist. Dearman 2 of 2. Now he's 3 of 3. 8-point lead. Season winding down, it looks like, for Covenant at this point. They're behind by 8 with 5:41 to go. Platt gets the rebound on the missed free throw. Sprague. Well, everybody went the other way, so he just went to the basket, and Burden's going to try to salvage a long toss down the court, and there is number 24, Mitchell, for another 2 points to make it a 10-point game. Very frustrating for Covenant fans. Sprague goes high, and he's fouled. Basket was no good. Foul's going to be on Deal, his second. Sprague will go to the line. 18 fouls for Methodist. Sprague will get a couple. Each team trails by 10 with 5 minutes left. Missed the first. Ochen's going to come in for Platt. He'll get another. Free throw shooting a little off tonight for the Covenant Scots. 9-point lead now. Only hit 7 free throws tonight. McLaughlin. Burden comes out to help. James Mitchell in front of McLaughlin. Shot clock is at 8. Basket's no good. Push is going to be called, it looks like, on James Mitchell. James Mitchell piling on the fouls. He's got 4 now. 1-1 for McLaughlin going to the stripe. He has not been to the free throw line tonight. Shots up, no good. Rebound, Mitchell Hollis. Ochen on the weave to James Mitchell. Bailey Sprague. 4:26 left. Intercepted by Burden. Turnover, transition, back the other way. Seems like I've said that a lot tonight. 21 turnovers for the Scots. right there is number 24, Mitchell, for another 2. He's got 16, and it's an 11-point game with 4:02 left, and Neil Young calls a timeout. Full timeout as the opportunities for the Scots begin to dwindle with 4:02 left in an 11-point game to Methodist, the number 2 seed in the East. Led for the majority of the minutes here tonight. So, Methodist may survive to meet Maryville for the championship tomorrow if they hold this lead that they have of 11 points right now. That's the story here. Scots have 4 minutes to overcome it. The Methodist Monarchs has been doing an excellent job answering Covenant's opportunities. And I think the Scots are about to run out of steam, but we'll find out. Ochin comes back on the floor. So does Mitchell. Sprague, Hollis, and Crumley. Mitchell is carrying 4 fouls, Crumley 3, and Hollis 3. Kamon Mitchell has 3 for Methodist. Dearman has 3. Dearman on the floor right now, facing Bailey Sprague. A lot's got to happen in a hurry. There's one by Mitchell. 8-point lead now as Coach Neil Young emphasizes the defensive technique now. Burden. Turnover. 24 for a block. Mitchell. That's his 4th. Team 9th. Scots have another opportunity. They trail by 8. Crumley underneath. Mitchell step for step with him. Crumley shot no good. Mitchell with a rebound. That was Deal with a rebound. Burden now with 3:13 left. And an 8-point lead, 15 seconds on the shot clock. Dearman. And a foul and a turnover. Called on number 34, O'Deal. Reach around. Scots have another opportunity with 3 minutes left, trailing by 8 in the game. They've done it before, have all season. Mitchell takes a 3, it's no good. Crumley puts it back up, he's fouled. It's going to be Burden's second. Crumley goes to the line. As we mentioned all night long, he's a 61% free throw shooter. Brian tonight is 2 of 2 from the free throw line. No, not Brian, Crumley. Crumley is 1 of 3 from the free throw line. First shot's gonna roll in. 7-point lead for Methodist with 2:52 to go. Crumley aims and fires. It's good. 6-point lead. Full court pressure now from Coach Neil Young with 2:52 left. Trying to create a turnover. McLaughlin battling a couple of double teams there, and he gets the basketball back again. Burden. James Mitchell step for step with him. Goes in, backs away, 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Trying to get some help. Gets it into Mitchell. Fires a charge on Mitchell, his 5th and final. Came on Mitchell, will go to the bench. 16 points, 8 rebounds. And Coach Young comes down to check on that. We will see who replaces Mitchell. I'm not sure what we're waiting on. There's a discussion or two. I think David Smith is going to take a timeout. .225 to go in a 6-point game. The stalwart under the basket tonight for Methodist, Kamon Mitchell, has just fouled out. He leaves with 16 points, 2 assists, 8 rebounds. Will it make a difference? We shall see. Crumley has only been able to manage 9 points, 4 rebounds tonight, working against Mitchell mainly. .225 left. There's still time, I guess. 6 points separate Covenant from Methodist, and a chance to represent the West's #1 seed in the finals tomorrow against Maryville. Methodist has an opportunity here to drop in a few baskets and put some cushion on their lead and be the team that goes up against Maryville tomorrow. Methodist is #2 in the East, and they'll be playing #2 in the West, Maryville. As Wesleyan was eliminated on Tuesday. The only question is, will #1 Covenant be eliminated tonight? Clock is ticking. Sprague goes in, shot's no good. Crumley's there, he gets hit in the face. They come away with the rebound as Methodist, down to less than 2 minutes right now in a 6-point game. Burden working on a play. Mingledoff backing away is Dearman. They'll milk the clock for all they can. 5 seconds left on the shot clock. Shot's no good. Sprague hurries down the court. Ochin, now Mitchell for 3. No. Crumley can't get the rebound. And it's out of bounds, and traveling with the basketball is Mingledoff, so the Scots will get another chance for a couple of points with 1:34 left. Long toss to Ochin. 6 points behind in this game. Stops. Mitchell's going to take a 3 and bombs it in there. He comes back with a fury. And it's a 3-point game with 1:15 left. Scots doing all they can to get the basketball back. Shot is up, no good, and the Scots are going to come away with a rebound. 1 minute left. Trailing in the game by 3. Sprague. Mitchell puts up a 3. No good. Rebound. And right there with the basketball is Mingledoff. And what do we got? A push on Crumley, his 4th. Will give Methodist an opportunity to cushion that 3-point lead a little, as Mingledoff will go to the line. Crumley has 3. So 1-1. Mingledoff toes the line. He is a 74% free throw shooter. He makes it a 4-point game, and into the game comes Davon Platt to replace Noah Ochin. Nice job by Ochin here tonight. 5 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He can make it a 5-point game and does. There's 44 seconds left. Clock is ticking. Shot clock is on. Sprague. Ball is taken away. Burden is going to go in for the layup. That shot's no good, and he's fouled by Mitchell Hollis. Mitchell Hollis now has 4 fouls. 31 seconds in a 5-point game. Timeout is going to be called. I think Neil Young walks out and calls that one to have a discussion about these final 31 seconds and these 5 points. Full timeout. This has been a classic. Covenant has pulled it out before. The question is, will they be able to do so tonight, or is Methodist going to be able to, with their speed and their quickness? They're the number 1 team in the USA South with steals. They've got an average of 9.5 per game, 247 total on the year. That's coming into this game, and they certainly have shown a propensity to keep the ball away from the Scots at important moments throughout this contest. And as a result, they lead with 5 with 31 seconds to go. Join us tomorrow at 2:45 Eastern Time for pregame comments about the 2 teams that'll be in the finals. We know one of them, Maryville. And the result of this game will decide the other one. Right now, Methodist has the edge. Burden, 75% free throw shooter, who's 7 of 7 tonight. Now he's 8 for 8. Makes it a 6-point game. He's got 17 now, finally. And he missed the second one. Hollis, 28 seconds. And Sprague will make it a 4-point game. 20 seconds left. Shot clock is off. I think Crumley's going to be called for his final foul. Let's see what happened. Yep. That is his 5th. That's Mitchell Hollis's 5th. He'll have to come out. 18 seconds in a 4-point game. Discussions going on between David Smith, coach of Methodist, Neil Young, coach here at Covenant, and all the officials. Mitchell Hollis will have to come out with, well, no, it's Crumley. I can't decide who the foul was called on, and now they decide it was 24, Will Crumley. He'll leave the game with his 5th. Very disappointed, I'm sure. McLaughlin at the line. 0 of 1 tonight from there. Shots up and good. 5-point game now. 18 seconds to go. Second shot is good. 6 point. And timeout is called. Timeout on the court. 60-54, Methodist on the verge of an appearance in the conference championship game tomorrow. Methodist trying to see if they have been in the championships before. They have been regular season champs, but they don't hold a championship per se. They've been in the finals plenty of times. So it's Ochin and Sprague to try to make up 6 points. Platt is going to take a 3-point shot, which misses. And it's rebounded underneath by Mingledoff, and he'll go to the stripe, and that's going to do it. That will probably be it for Covenant, as they see their hopes dwindle down to the last 11 seconds. And right now they're trailing by 6. Out of the game comes Hollis. Tavion Roundtree will enter. First shot is up and no good. He'll have another, and it's good. 7-point lead. Sprague departs, and Bryce Henry enters the game. Ochin, with 9 seconds to go, fires up a 3, no good. Foul on the floor. 12 is called for it. Dearman, that's his 4th. Ochin will step in for 3 shots. Makes the first. 0 is Bryce Watts. He's from Nashville, Tennessee. Second is good. 5-point game. One more coming. And the third one is missed. And that's going to do it. Methodist comes away a 61-56 winner over the Covenant Scots. That is your final, 61-56. Methodist advances to play Maryville tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the USA South Conference Tournament Network. It'll be on the air about 2:45 p.m. Congratulations to Methodist. 17 points for Dante Burden, 16 for Kamon Mitchell, who eventually fouled out but really played a tremendous game. And that's going to do it for the season for the Covenant Scots. So close, but so far away. Methodist extremely happy, and deservedly and excitedly so. Well, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We'll have another one tomorrow as Maryville shoots for their second consecutive championship in USA South. Methodist goes for their first here at the Barnes Physical Education Center on the campus of Covenant College, Lookout Mountain, Georgia. I'm Al Clark. Thanks for tonight, and I'll see you again tomorrow. So long, everyone.